Hello everyone and welcome back to Genie Crafts. It's been almost a month since my last video and I've been posting shots on different slice forms that I've been creating with the help of my own method in PowerPoint. So guys, as promised, in today's video I'm going to show you how to create your own template in PowerPoint for these slice form objects, especially for the hollow slice forms, because there are easy methods for creating slice forms for solid objects, but there are not so many methods for creating slice form templates for hollow object. Guys, this video will be slightly technical and slightly mathematical in nature, but if you persist till the end of the video, then you are definitely going to understand how to create this slice form template in PowerPoint. So let's first understand the maths behind it. I'll quickly try to show you within a minute or so how to understand the maths behind the slice form for the spherical ball slice form that I had shown at the very first shots on slice forms that I posted on my channel. When you cut a sphere or when you do a cross section of a sphere, the shape that you get is actually a circle. So whenever you will cut a sphere, you are always going to get a circle, but the radius of that circle will depend upon at what distance from the center you have made the cross section. So assuming that you have made the cross section at a distance of x and the radius of your original sphere is r, then in that case the radius of the cross section circle will be square root of r square minus x square. Similarly, if it's a hollow sphere, then in that case instead of circle you are going to get a ring like structure like you see here, and the radius of the inner and the outer ring will depend upon the distance at which once again you have done the cross section. The formula remains the same as it is for the solid cross section. So assuming that you are going to create 3-level slice form structure, that means on either side of the central ring of your sphere there are going to be 3 more rings. So in total there are going to be 6 plus 6 plus 2 central rings. So 6 plus 6 on the side rings, that is 12 side rings and 2 central rings. Assuming that this is how you want to go and the radius of your sphere, the actual sphere is 9 centimeter and the thickness of the shell of the sphere is 2 centimeter, and after that it is hollow. So for level 0, the outer radius obviously is going to be 9 centimeter. The inner radius will be the outer radius minus the thickness of the shell, that is it is going to be this minus this, 7 centimeter. And then when we create slots in any slice form structure, the slots only extend to halfway through the material width. So if the width of the ring is 2 centimeter for the central ring, then the slots will only extend 1 centimeter in either direction, 1 centimeter from outer ring towards the center of the ring and then 1 centimeter from inner ring towards the center of the thickness of the ring. So the slot radius is going to be this plus this divided by 2, and this is the formula that you can see here. Now using the formula of the Pythagoras theorem that we saw here, when we are doing a cross section at a distance of 2 centimeter from the center, so the outer radius will become square root of this square minus this square, and that is the formula that you see here. And similarly do it for slot radius and inner radius. Why we are calculating the slot radius and inner radius by using the square root formula and not by simply subtracting 2? Because as you go towards the end of the sphere or the border of the sphere, the thickness of the ring will automatically keep on changing, and that is going to happen because that thickness will remain constant only when you are doing the cross section perpendicular to the body of the sphere, but that is only going to happen at the central slice. For the other slice, the cross section is parallel to the central slice but not perpendicular to the body of the sphere. So instead of doing this plus this divided by 2, we are simply going to use the Pythagoras theorem once again to calculate the slot radius. And in PowerPoint you cannot create a circle with the help of radius, so I have already calculated the diameter by multiplying the radius into the 2, and I'm going to copy this here also. Similarly, for at a distance of 4 centimeter, this will be this square minus this square, and for a slice at a distance of 6 centimeter from the center, this is going to be this square minus this square. Now this is just a coincidence that the thickness and the gap between the slices is 2 centimeter. It can be different also. And I will simply populate the diameter for the other levels also. Now these diameters are what we are going to utilize in our PowerPoint, and so these are the things that are important for us. I'm simply going to reduce it to 2 decimal places because that is what PowerPoint takes, at max 2 decimal places. So let's quickly launch the PowerPoint application. Since I'm going to take the printout in the A4 size, so I'm going to quickly go to design, into the slide size, custom slide size, and we are going to change it to A4 paper. I'll keep the orientation as landscape, that is fine. Click on the slide, press Ctrl A to select everything and delete everything on the slide. So we will need 3 working slides, and rest of the slides will be the actual template for the different levels of the slices. So I'm going to create a copy of this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, and for the first 2 central rings, Ctrl V, 2 slides. So what is going to happen on the 3 working slides? On one of the slides, that is the second slide, we are going to have the slot lines ready, because we'll be doing intersection of the shapes quite a lot in this entire template process to create the actual template. On slide 1, we are going to have the shapes for each level handy depending upon their sizes, and on slide 3 we are going to do the actual intersection between the shapes and the slot lines to get the slot lines required for the template for the different levels. So first, on the first slide, let's quickly draw our shapes, that is circles of 18, 16 and 14 centimeter. So go to home, you can select the oval here, or you can go to insert and go to shapes and you can select the circle here and just click once and leave. Do not change the shape of the circle manually or anything, just let it be. While the circle is selected, you will see the shape format menu appear. Here provide your dimensions, that is 18 and 18 centimeter. Don't worry if it is going outside the slide. Simply, while this is selected, go to this align and align its center and middle. Alignment is very important. For all the shapes have to be centrally aligned vertically and horizontally throughout this entire process. So center and middle, if you're not sure, you can align again. I'm going to change the color of this fill color to this and the outline to black. Now I'm going to create a copy of this by pressing Ctrl C, Ctrl V and changing this dimension by 16 and 16. So align center and align middle again. Again create a copy and this dimension will be 14 and 14. Once again align center and align middle. Now this circle, the last circle, and so the biggest circle and the smallest circle, you can obviously understand, will be helped to create the ring structure, and the slot circle will be helped to create the slot line structure. So let's quickly first create the slot lines. To create the slot lines, we are going to create the rectangle. So click on the rectangle here and just simply click once. Now the height of the rectangle will be slightly more than the biggest circle in your entire process, which is 18 centimeter. There is no bigger circle than the 18 centimeter. So my height will be 18.5 centimeter and the width will be 0.08 centimeter. Just small slot width, and I'm assuming that I'm going to work with a 300 GSM paper, so depending upon that I have created the width. Once again change the fill and outline to this and align this in the middle as well as in the center. Now like I said, there are going to be 3 slices on the either direction, so we need to create 3 slot lines at 2 centimeter, 4 centimeter and 6 centimeter from this slot line in the right direction, and similarly we need to create in the left direction also. So first we need to understand at what position this particular rectangle is. So while this is selected, right click on it and select format shape, go to this section on the position. So this rectangle is at a 13.72 centimeter. So create a copy of it and position it at 15.72 centimeter. Now this will be a slightly manual process, but you need to be very accurate in this. Even a slight change in this and your slices will not interlock properly. And we need to align it middle. We just need to align it middle now, because if you align it center, everything will get overlapped with this particular slot line. Now Control C, Control V again. Next will be 17.72, align middle. Next will be 19.72 and align middle. Now we have done 3 slot lines on the right hand direction. Now we'll do it on the left hand direction also. So this will be 11.72. Keep aligning everything in the middle. And this will be 9.72. Align middle. And this will be 7.72. Align middle. We have the slot lines ready. Now we are not going to touch or click on any of these slot lines throughout the entire process. We are simply going to press Ctrl A, select and copy whenever we are going to need it. Now in the next slide, we will work with the actual fragmentation of the shapes and create those slot lines. But before that, we need to create the ring structure for the central rings. So to create the ring structure, you are going to need the outermost circle and the innermost circle. So instead of selecting it manually, just press Ctrl A to select everything. Go here, paste. Simply click on this center one and delete. Just to be sure, ensure once again that it is center and middle. Since we have not touched it, it will be center and middle, but just to be sure, press Ctrl A to select both. In the shape format, under the merge shapes, combine. Now you have got your ring structure. You can copy this and you can paste it. The size of the rings for each level is always going to remain the same, so you can paste it. Now, like I said, the slots will extend from here till here or from here till here. These are the only 2 directions in which the slots will go, and that will be the height of the slot. So the first set of slots are going to go from here till here. So I'm simply going to select the center circle, the slot circle, and copy it on the working slide number 3. And once again, I'll just ensure that they are aligned properly. Now we are going to go to the slot line slide, press Ctrl A to select everything, Ctrl C to copy and paste it over this working slide, Ctrl V. And while you have pasted with this slot line selected, press Ctrl A to select the background circle also. Go to the shape format and select fragment. Now what this has done is that at each point of intersection between the shapes, it has created a new shape. It has basically fragmented your original shape. What we need is these center lines, and we don't need anything else. So we are simply going to delete everything else. And you will understand in a minute why we need it. Do not touch the center lines. We don't want their alignment to go for a toss because of any reason. Once you are done deleting the unnecessary lines, press Ctrl A to select it, Ctrl C to copy. Come here and paste. The reason why we only need these ones is because these are the ones which are extending to the slot radius. Everything else was going on the other direction. And while this is there, press Ctrl A to select it again. Go to shape format, in the merge shape, press subtract. And the moment you do that, the slots are created on your ring structure. Now I will call them the inner slots because they are starting from the inner circle, so they are the inner slots. And now it's time to create the outer slots. So get rid of everything on this working slide. Create a copy of all the 3 circles and paste it on the working slide. We don't need the innermost circle, but we do need to slightly increase the size of the outermost circle. So if it is 18 centimeter, let's make it 18.3. And this is all from experience, why we need to increase this and that, because if you don't do it, it's not that your template is not going to come, but it will not be as beautiful if you do it. Now that we have increased, what we are going to do is that first we are going to copy the slot lines on top of it, Control C, Control V, and then we are going to select everything again by pressing Control A, and we are going to press fragment again. Now this time we are interested in all the rectangles which are there between the ring structure. Everything else we are not interested in. So I'm going to delete this, I'm going to delete this, and this is also not required. Do not touch any of the rectangles inside the slot area. We don't want to change its alignment. And we have our slot lines ready. Let's press Ctrl A to select it, Ctrl C to copy it and paste it over here. Now the reason we increased the outer circle length is so that we get slot lines which are slightly bigger than your outer circle, so that when the intersection happens, they create clean slot lines here. Press Ctrl A to select the ring also, go to shape format, merge shapes and subtract. If I had not increased the size of the outermost circle on the working slide, then this clean slot that you see here, this gap would not have come. So to get that gap, we had done that. Now we have the central slices ready. You can simply text it as level 0 central slice outer slot. And similarly this one is inner slots. Now for the central slices or the central level, there is only going to be 2 slices, one each interlocking with each other. But for the remaining levels, since there will be 1 slice on the left hand side, 1 on the right hand side, so there will be 2 inner slots and 2 outer slots. So I'm just going to shut up now and just keep showing you the process in fast forward mode. So I'll just show the entire process for rest of the levels also, but it will be in slightly fast forward mode. So guys, enjoy it and I'll get back later. And with that, we are done with all the slices and all the layers. Once you are done, you can get rid of these three top slides because you don't actually need them. So this is the central slice and the corresponding counterpart of the central slice, so the inner slots and the outer slots. Similarly, for the next level, the two slides with the inner slots and the two slides with the outer slots, then the next level and the next level. And as you can see, the levels are increasing, the thickness of the slices will keep on increasing. That is because of the mathematics of the shape, and it has nothing to do with whether you have created it wrong or right. It's just because of the purely because of the mathematics of the shape. Now I can see two issues with this template, and you might come across these issues, and that's why specifically I have chosen these dimensions. First is that in the inner slots you can see a slot that is completely inside the ring. It's not, intersecting the inner radius or the inner circle. Now in that case, it's difficult to fit the outer slots because it's difficult to push it through it. So to make it easy, what you can do is that you can basically create a gap here and here, and I'll show you how to do it. And the second is that in the outer slots there is one slot that is completely bisecting your ring. So you can either ignore this or you can change your dimensions. When I say ignore this, what I mean is that when you are doing the cutting, you cut out these two areas completely, and when you will construct it, you will see that it will fit perfectly, but it might look slightly out of shape because of this arch missing. The second thing that you can do is that you can change the dimensions, or the gap between the slices and etc. You can play around with the dimensions and see what works best. Obviously it will be a completely manual process and you will need to recreate all the slices once again, or you can just change the last gap from 6 centimeter to let's say 5.5 centimeter and see how it works out for you. So that's up to you how to do it, but I'll show you how to work around with these kind of cases. Now in this case, as you can see that the total gap between these two slots is 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is 8 centimeter. So we need a rectangle of similar width 8 centimeter to crisscross here. So what we are going to do is that we'll simply take one of these rectangles, we'll copy it, and then under the shape format we are going to rotate it 90 degree, and we are going to change the height of it to 6 centimeter. Then we are going to align it center and middle, copy this and paste it here. Now this is coming a little short because I was supposed to make it 8 centimeter not 6 centimeter, so my bad. 8 centimeter, and once again let me align it centrally. Now you can see that this rectangle is crisscrossing, so just drag your mouse to select everything like this. Don't press Ctrl A, you're going to select the text box also, which we don't want, and subtract. Now there is a gap created, so you can, with the help of this gap, it will become easier for you to actually connect the pieces once you start building the actual model. Now that we are done, we are going to delete slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and we are going to press Ctrl P to publish it as a PDF. Save it at a location where you want. And here is your template. Now all you need to do is take a print of it and work on it. Like I did for the last two slides, you can similarly create gap here also. So that gap will actually help you to assemble the model. So guys, I hope you found this video useful. I have actually converted this process into a programmable code of my own, which not just creates spheres, it also creates ellipses, cubes, cylinders, etc. And I'm trying to build in more and more shapes into my program. Maybe one day I will release that program for everybody's use, but for now that program is just for my use. But if you follow the same process, depending upon the mathematics of the shape, you can create the same template for a rugby ball shape, a egg shape, or a cube shape, or a cylinder shape, or a cone shape, or a teardrop, or a heart shape. You can do it. All you need is the equation that allows you to find the dimensions at a slice at a certain distance from the central slice. So that's all you need. Obviously it's easier said than done. Just to make it for oval or ellipse, it took me quite some time, but it's a doable thing. So if you follow the same process, you can do it. And obviously you can play around with this template. You can put images in between the slices. You can make other pop-up stuff with the help of this kind of template. So guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you guys liked the video, then please do not forget to hit the like and share button, and also to subscribe to my channel for regular videos on paper arts. And I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye bye.